Welcome to Fifth Wall TV's Locked In, the series that brings you first-hand accounts and interviews with artists around the world living through a global pandemic. In this episode today, I'm in conversation with the artist Alex Senna from his studio in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Alex is known the world over for his outdoor monochromatic illustrations that play with space and intimacy. Two things that are on everyone's mind at the moment. With a population of almost 22 million, Sao Paulo is the fourth most populated city in the world and one of the most financially divided. I was keen to hear how COVID-19 had affected life in the area. The whole interview is quite conversational and candid. I've tried not to over-edit it, so it's a little bit longer, but I figure we've all got that extra bit of time on our hands at the moment. I started by asking Alex where he was when news of the virus started to break.
I was in Spain, actually, in March. For like a mural festival, and I came back in the 12th. Okay. And it was like very in the beginning. People here were like not caring about, but in Spain it was like getting crazy. So when I left there, they closed the airports like 3 days later.
What was the atmosphere like in Spain then?
In the last day when I was leaving, you could feel the tension because we were like in airports, and so everybody was like kind of freak out, but not that much. Like even when I got here and I was completely freaked out because of the plane and all of that. Like here in Brazil, people were like, "You can just come in, no problem," you know. I was like, shit.
Was it quite quickly that you noticed things start to change, or?
It was like a week later.
What was that process like? Was it kind of similar to what you'd experienced in Spain when you were there, or was it something kind of different?
No, it was different because I could see like how my neighbors and how a lot of friends and relatives that they were not believing, you know, they were not like, you know, trusting the information that was going on.
You're in a slightly different position. I mean, we have a position here in the UK where we have an elected government that, you know, the young liberal demographic like myself, you know, we don't really trust or support what they do. But I think it's maybe on a slightly lesser extent to what's going on in Brazil just now. So you have a far more divisive figure in charge. Was there a reluctancy for people to believe what was kind of coming out from the government, and more importantly, what were the government saying at the start of this?
No, the government is like denies. You know, they even from the start they were like, "Oh, this is nothing. This is just a flu. This is something that is not like serious," because some governments and and mayors, they were like worrying about it, or at least more worried than the president. But here the president is doing like the worst job ever because he creates fake news and make people get completely confused. So he denies. He says different stuff. He creates different dynamics of what's happening. You know, he tries to imitate Trump, but it's like terrible because he's very ignorant, and you know what he's doing now. It's killing people by lack of information or trustful information. So in the middle of like a pandemic, we have like a very political crisis, very big, because he's changing like health ministers that doesn't go in the same path that he chooses to say. The way we feel is like we are in a boat, with no charge, like we're just going to the waterfall.
Yeah. You need a captain.
Yeah, we don't have it. It's a very like a war of memes. People are very they don't know what to believe, because people who are informed themselves and they have like more political conscience, let's say like this, they can understand and they can try to see what's better. But most of the people are confused, so they're fighting each other, like in a way that you could infect other people, and you know it's crazy. It's you could see the worst of people now. It's terrible.
What did a lockdown look like in Sao Paulo?
Well, we are not in lockdown. We are like quarantine.
Okay.
So people are still in their houses, but it's not forbidden to go out. But you see, like in fairs, in I don't know if that's the name, but where people buy fruits and vegetables, this kind of stuff. You can see a lot of people without masks. In downtown of Sao Paulo, we have a lot of people who lives in the streets. It's very, like, I feel like I'm here at like 3 months, but there's people who are like living normally. So it's kind of this denial thing, like people want to work and the government insists, kind of pushes people to work, to go outside. So it's kind of genocide mentality, put people to work. Like, Brazil is very big and we have like shitty public hospitals everywhere.
Okay.
So now it's like the epicenter, I guess, because they don't test. I don't see like a good future, actually. It's very crazy.
What's the kind of mood there then just now?
People are desperate. A lot of people without jobs, they have to work in the streets. They have to risk themselves. A lot of homeless people. You have like, this social inequality, which is very big here in Brazil, that is like exploding now. So if you imagine like favelas that are super big here, like hundreds of thousands of people living there, like 7 or 8 people living in the same house, how they gonna make like social distancing?
Regards to Sao Paulo, you don't think we've seen the worst of it?
Oh, I don't think so. For sure, because there's still when they do the measures of how many people have to stay inside their houses to make it work, it never gets there. It's always like 50-50, which is, they say they have to be 70% of people in their houses. Government is helping people with, like, if I do a conversion for pounds, it's like 50 pounds. That's the government help for people.
Wow.
And there's
Jesus.
Yeah. And there's like loads of people trying to get it, and they don't give it to, they make it hard to get it. Like it's crazy. You don't see how the government wants to help, because it's very cruel what they're doing.
Do you think this is likely to tip the popularity for Bolsonaro over?
It's changing for sure. Like now that we have like this big political crisis, there's a lot of stuff that is happening now that you can see that Bolsonaro has committed a lot of crimes since he started. And like, I don't know if I'm answering your question, actually.
Okay.
I don't know. It's very crazy and confused. A lot of military in the government, like a lot. And militaries instead doctors or people who are like involved with public health and this kind of stuff. So it's very awkward.
Just now, what's your sort of, how have the last 2 months, 3 months looked for you since you've been in?
I have ups and downs. I have moments that I'm cooking a lot. I'm still painting. I'm still working. But there's moments that you just get a lot of anxiety, and you don't know what to do. Like, it's like, who knows what to do? So I'm trying to get sane with my art and thinking and trying to get sensible about it, what's happening, and trying to transform into canvas or whatever, I'm creating, but still it's very strange, like, because we don't know what's going to happen. It's crazy. It's like living in a small bubble this time. Like,
Everything got very, very small,
yeah,
real fast.
like I'm happy where I am right now. Like I love my studio. I have my stuff. I can be here for a while, but it still gets very small. You know, I don't know. I'm still learning like how to have a routine. I'm waking up super early.
How has this affected your routine then and your creative process?
Well, now I have to do a bunch of stuff before I paint, and I have to have a schedule because I have my house. It's I think to me it's kind of it's comfortable, but it's biggy, and I'm alone here, so I have to clean everything. I have to do like house shit all the time, and only after I can feel like free to, like, I have to go to. I took a ticket, from for my car, like a,
Yeah.
and I have to pay, and I have to pay in the bank, like in the street. I cannot pay online. This is, like, so I'm preparing for this day. Like,
If you were to walk around the city center just now, would it be quiet? Would it be busy? What would it be looking like?
as I see from my friends who live there or work there, it's still, I think it's like there's a lot of people, because people now they have like a mentality that is like, oh, I'm wearing a mask, so it's okay. But still a lot of people.
This is like the most populated city in the world, no? It's like one of them. It's like one of the top.
One of them, yeah. It's very big. South zone is very big. East zone, it's the center is only a small fraction.
Yeah.
It spreads a lot.
So this is it. This is our normality now. We just got to get used to it.
Dude. No, and it's so crazy because you see pictures from like 4 months ago, and it looks like 2 years. Like, you see, and everybody's like, "Oh, TBT, I love that day," and it's like, looks like it's gonna be like this forever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we get out of this very soon.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of getting to that stage. Our government came out and they were like, initially they were like, okay, we're gonna see how it is in 3 weeks. And every single person in the country was like, huh? 3 weeks? 3 weeks? We're not gonna be done in 3 weeks. This is gonna be a long thing. Like, it seemed to be only our government that didn't realize that this was gonna be a much bigger thing.
No, the level of the government of Brazil is so low that is like people, the people who believes in flat Earth, this kind of stuff. It's like this. It's crazy people in charge, and we are here like just watching. It's crazy.
So how are you staying sane right now? What's your tip? What's your Alex Senna tip to stay sane during quarantine?
Cooking makes me sane, I guess, more than painting, because you satisfy, I guess, in some way. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to change my routine to like a regular routine. Maybe that helps. Read more. I don't want to say what people have to do, because I don't think we know what to do.
Do whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do, because sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like suffering and smoking a lot of weed and getting paranoid, and then I'm like, I feel a little bit better when I think that there's a lot of people doing the same thing and passing through the same shit. That I'm like, okay, maybe it's reasonable.
Yeah. It's not just you that's feeling this.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like
Exactly.
7 billion of us going through the same thing.
And I have to say, this is something. A lot of people that who buy my stuff, and they are really being super nice now. They are buying stuff now, So I can see a lot of nice stuff that happens to you. In a way, you feel remember in this time, and it helps you, of course, financially to get through this.
And then the two are connected, If you've got bad finances, you're gonna have bad mental health. If your finance side,
for sure.
if your financial side is looking a little healthier, then your mental health is gonna be good, and then you can focus a little bit. If you got that finance starts to go, then it's like
Yeah, in the beginning, I was very, very afraid, like thinking how I was going to pay rent and this kind of stuff. But then things starts to.
Before I signed off with Alex, I had to get a closer look at that sculpture peeking out from behind him in his studio. Can I see this sculpture in the bench?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry if I was not clear. Like my English is.
No, your English is great. I mean, I was going to suggest we do it in Portuguese, but.
If you want, well, in Portuguese I would express myself better, but.
Yeah, let's see this. Yeah, that's sick.
It's from 2015. It's a biggie.
What is it?
It's like let me take out this. I did for an exhibition. Is a couple in a bench.
No, I mean, what material is it?
Oh, it's like
I know what it is. I can tell.
It's resin.
Okay.
Yeah, molds. This kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Have you done much stuff like that?
I did some, but like you can count in a hand. It's 5. I have a smaller ones. Like.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
They got a good finish on them. Nice studio too.
Yeah, thank you. I was this year I was supposed to have a super cool project in Cleveland, like public art, and it was like 2 sculptures, like 3 meters high.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Now it's over.
Next year, everything else. I don't know. The whole world we're resetting. The world is resetting, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was a little catch up with Brazil's Alex Senna. If you enjoyed this slightly longer format video, then let me know and I'll try to see if I can squeeze a couple more in next month. In the meantime, don't forget to follow me over at FWTV on Instagram. Till then, take care of each other, look after yourselves. My name's Doug. This was Fifth Wall TV.